Good morning. It's Friday, July 10th. And as you can see, I'm not in my normal location, but rather back in Austin for a long weekend away. But we're going to continue our discussion on action and duty with a prompt from the Daily Stoic, which reads, Am I dedicated to my craft? So on Tuesday afternoon of this week, around 3 o'clock, I saw a meeting request appear from my boss for a 30-minute call that just cryptically said, update, as the subject line. But I knew what it had to be for. The interview panel had made their decision on who would be leading our energy and water business, and this update was the moment of truth. The next 90 minutes seemed like an eternity as I impatiently waited with an ever-growing pit of nausea forming in my stomach. I found myself thinking, you've prepared yourself so much better than this, so what's wrong with you? So I took a drive to collect my thoughts, and I found myself engaging in a game of premeditatio malorum, or the consideration of all negative outcomes. I found myself vividly projecting out exactly what it would sound like and feel like when my boss told me that they had selected another candidate and passed me over. I imagined what I would say in response to him and the tone in which I would use. Within 10 minutes, I had prepared myself for that possible outcome. In fact, so much so that it actually seemed more probable than possible. I had mapped out that scenario so well that after a bit of impatiently waiting through his introductory remarks, when he announced that they had selected me to lead the business, all I could muster was, oh my God. My planned composure innocently dissolved into a genuine and gigantic smile as I stared silently back at the camera, just soaking in the news. We covered a bit of other housekeeping items, like agreeing to keep the decision under wraps until Friday so we could properly tell the rest of my team, which is why I'm just now covering it here in these videos. And after that, I was left to my own reflection on what had occurred, as well as what to do now that I had that information. The idea that I found myself continually coming back to was that this appointment and promotion shouldn't be accounted for by solely a series of 5 solid interviews. It was the culmination of something much larger. It was the symbolic recognition of real progress having been made along this evolutionary journey that I've been on for the last 3 years. Everything was connected and interdependent. Although I didn't have the foresight at various moments, so many decisions had served as stepping stones and developmental pieces which enabled another. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, you have to assemble your life yourself, action by action, and be satisfied if each one achieves its goal as far as it can. No one can keep that from happening. I thought of where I had started and how starkly different of a person I had been back then, how completely unprepared and ill-equipped I would have been for this opportunity back then, just 3 short years ago. I thought of all those mornings that I continued to get up and keep working on my craft, not with a finite goal in mind, but rather because I knew it was the right thing. I thought of all the people who had served as my mentors along the way. Some, friends and family members. Others, coaches. And still others, many centuries now deceased, who profoundly shaped my path through their written words. I never found myself experiencing a sort of self-satisfaction related to the new title or promotion, or that they had chosen me. It never was a competition in my mind. In fact, I intentionally avoided learning who the other candidates were. That bit of information was irrelevant to me. And ultimately, that's what makes this so rewarding. It feels wonderful to see that I am making progress here. But this isn't the final destination. Rather, it's just a checkpoint. I'm not sure what's next. However, I do know that if I continue working on my craft and just do the right things, then the rest doesn't matter. Have a great day. Bye.